on target. Go hot. Package located. 30 seconds. Extraction point hot. Move. Charges detonated. Clear the zone.
Island extraction. Coming.
The Clinton machine just did something they've never done in decades of political warfare. They surrendered. Hillary and Bill Clinton have agreed to testify publicly about their Jeffrey Epstein connections, and Alex Jones says it's because their globalist protection network has completely collapsed. But wait until you hear what Trump just said about Bill Clinton that really has everybody stunned. See, this is not just another political hearing. This could expose the entire shadow network that's controlled American politics for decades. If the Clintons are truly cut off from their deep state protectors, we're about to witness the most explosive congressional testimony in modern history. Every photo, every flight log, every secret meeting with Epstein could finally see daylight. Of course, you know the photos of Bill hanging out in a jacuzzi, getting massages in airports. Yeah. He's going to be showing those photos. And I can't wait to hear Slick Willie talk his way out of it. But you see, what's really at stake here is Hillary is demanding cameras rolling for everything. She's either supremely confident or desperately trying to control the narrative. Either way, millions of Americans are about to see testimony that could reshape everything we thought we knew about power in Washington. Speaking of America's security being compromised, there's another critical threat that most people don't even know about. Yes, we got some breaking news. On January 5th of this year, the U.S. Department of Energy announced $2.7 billion in contracts to restore domestic uranium enrichment. Now, this is not just government spending, it's a declaration of intent. See, America needs uranium, domestic uranium, and it needs it right now. The U.S. consumes 50 million pounds of uranium annually, but we only produce about 5% domestically. We're dangerously dependent on foreign sources, including Russia and Kazakhstan and China. While Congress investigates corruption scandals, our energy independence hangs in the balance. Smart Americans and smart investors are positioning themselves in uranium mining companies right now. Before these massive government contracts drive prices through the roof, the Department of Energy's announcement confirms what insiders already knew. Uranium is becoming America's most critical strategic resource. This is your chance to profit from America's energy independence movement. Visit the link that is down below for your exclusive briefing. Because while politicians fight over scandals, real Americans are securing their financial future with America's energy boom. Now here's a twist that changes everything. Trump went on the record saying he still likes Bill Clinton and is bothered by people trying to expose him. This is the same Bill Clinton who just appeared in newly released Epstein photos with young girls whose faces are redacted. So why is Trump, who usually attacks his enemies relentlessly, suddenly defending Clinton? What does Trump know that we don't? There's some breaking news just in here. We got this. Bill and Hillary are set to be deposed by James Comer and the Oversight Committee separately on February 26th and 27th. The best part is all of this will be made public. You can get your popcorn.
Clinton have agreed to testify before the House Oversight Committee. This is part of its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. So the former first couple agreeing to appear under threat of contempt. They've been going back and forth for a couple weeks now. Here's the chairman of that committee, James Comer.
This will be their third date that we've given the Clintons, and 3 strikes and you're out. The votes are there for contempt. I think there are Democrats that will vote to hold him in contempt if the Clintons miss this next date. So we're hopeful that they'll come in.
So now Hillary Clinton will testify on Wednesday, February 26th. The former president appears the next day on the 27th. As of now, we don't think it'll be public, but stay tuned. It could always change, I guess, right? It's the first time lawmakers have compelled a former president to testify.
Grab your popcorn, and this just in as well. Hillary calls for the Epstein congressional hearings to be made public. Hillary's call for public hearings just got complicated. Trump's defense of Bill Clinton creates an awkward split as new Epstein evidence emerges. Drew Hernandez writes, Trump says he still likes Bill and is bothered that people are attempting to expose him. Well, let's listen to the president's own words.
It bothers me that somebody's going after Bill Clinton. See, I like Bill Clinton. I still like Bill Clinton.
What do you like about him?
I liked his behavior toward me. I thought he got me. He understood me.
Interesting. With damaging photos now public, House Oversight Chairman Comer pushes back against Hillary's transparency demand, claiming she's changing the rules mid-game. Harry says, talking about Clinton's call for the public hearing after agreeing to a deposition.
Breaking news this morning, Hillary Clinton challenging you, saying, let's do this testimony in public. Her post has gone up, and even though the comments are locked, it's going quite viral. Of course. And so I would love to simply ask, will this testimony be in public, Mr. Chairman? It will be public. We have the video camera, the audio camera, and the transcript. So everyone in America will see that. We always release. I've never done a deposition where we didn't release the transcript and the audio and video if we have that. This is a standard congressional deposition, which is what the Clintons agreed to. And the standard congressional deposition is you are deposed for however long it takes, and it will be recorded, both video, audio, as well as transcripts that will be made public. So it is going to be public. But it will not be live. So this will not be live streamed. Well, you know, we hadn't planned on it being live, but I mean, we're seeing the legality of that, and it's never been done before. But look, the Clintons keep moving the goalposts. In her tweet against me, you know, she was completely dishonest in what she says, and we're trying to get all the emails gathered up. We've been negotiating with her attorneys for 6 months now, and they are the ones that move the goalposts. So either Hillary Clinton's being lied to by her attorney, or Hillary Clinton just lied. But either way, the only people that move the goalpost are the Clintons. And here they are again, 48 hours after they agreed to come in for the deposition, trying to move the goalpost again for what I think she means is like a public hearing. And I'll say this, look, this is what Jim Jordan did with Jack Smith. They had a deposition, then Jack Smith said he wanted to go public, and then they had a hearing. I mean, if the Clintons want to do that, they can do that. The subpoena that was voted on by Democrats and Republicans, the contempt charges that was voted on by Democrats and Republicans in the Oversight Committee, was for the Clintons to sit down for a deposition. The video, the audio, the testimony will all be made public. So I don't know why she's trying to say something other than she's trying to muddy the water. It will be public.
It's because Hillary Clinton wants to perform for the cameras. Comer's pushback just backfired spectacularly. Hillary herself is directly challenging him to a public showdown. Here's the actual tweet. Let's stop the games. If you want this fight, Comer, let's have it in public. You'd love to talk about transparency. There's nothing more transparent than a public hearing. Cameras on. Comer has confirmed that the Clinton depositions will be public, setting up the political event of the decade. Listen.
Has agreed to have transcribed, filmed depositions at the end of the month. Here to tell us more, the congressman has been trying to get them to testify for what, years? Congressman James Comer, House Oversight Committee Chair. Congressman Comer, tell us about how this went down, because last week it was they were not coming to testify. They give you the big, stiff arm.
Yeah. Well, they didn't think that any Democrats would support this, but the Democrats on the Oversight Committee met with the victims, the Epstein victims, and they want everybody that's photographed with the victims, anyone that's spent a lot of time with Epstein or Maxwell, they want everyone to answer questions. And unlike President Trump, neither Clinton has ever answered any questions about Epstein. They've never done a sit-down interview. They've never talked about it. And obviously, they didn't want to come in front of the Oversight Committee. We had a markup for contempt when they missed their date that they were supposed to testify. And to their surprise, a majority of Democrats on the Oversight Committee voted with all the Republicans. Then they spent a week trying to intimidate me and say our subpoena wasn't lawful, and then try to get the Democrats back together to stick to not vote for it, to make it a partisan vote, thinking they could beat it in court if it was a partisan vote. And there were several Democrats that were going to vote to hold Bill Clinton in contempt for not showing up for a subpoena. So that's how we got here. They knew they were going to be held in contempt. They knew what when Steve Bannon and Navarro had been held in contempt happened to them, and they didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, so it's not a question. It's not a question whether they're going to testify. They are going to testify.
They are testifying.
And for people who don't understand the process here, I assume you would have preferred for this to be public testimony, but I imagine a good lawyer would negotiate this behind closed doors. Was that a deal breaker?
Well, no, it's going to be public because we're going to record it. There'll be an audio, there'll be a video, and there'll be a transcript. So every American's going to be able to watch the entirety of this.
But didn't they offer to do it in public?
Yeah,
they said they would do it. They said they would do it.
Well, they want a hearing.
Then why not do it?
Well, they want a hearing, Laura. And anyone who's ever watched a congressional hearing where you go 5 minutes Republican, 5 minutes Democrat, Democrats and Republicans are yelling, a substantive interview will be conducted through deposition. If they want, after the depositions, to come back for a public hearing, then my members on the Oversight Committee would love to have the Clintons in a hearing. But the subpoena and the contempt was about them blowing off a deposition. And we're going to have each Clinton in for a day-long deposition. Then after that, if they want to have a hearing, Laura, they are more than welcome to testify for the House Oversight Committee.
I'll be in the front row. Congressman, thank you. Great to see you.
Yeah, the tickets are going to sell out fast for that one. But according to Alex Jones, this public spectacle makes the masks a deeper reality. The Clintons may be testifying because they have no choice left. Here is Alex with Benny.
With Clinton here, well, I've never seen anything like it, with the Clintons actually saying, okay, well, actually, we give up. We surrender. I was not planning on that. I've never seen the Clintons do that in their entire political careers. Hillary Clinton wouldn't give up the election after losing fair and square to Donald Trump, and she tried to have the guy killed. There's no. I'm shocked, Alex, that the Clintons have.
Let's be clear about this. This I can answer your question on definitively. The old globalist order's dead. Davos is dead. The UN's dead. And the Clintons now know all their networks. The Clintons were using Wiener and the laptop for blackmail. That's been confirmed. And so they now know they're cut off. They now know that's all in Trump's possession. And they all know that the system would rather get them on a conviction of contempt of Congress than letting them come testify. So, yeah, this is their Waterloo. I want all the Democrats to know, all the leftists to know, Obama's out of power. That's one faction. Hillary's out of power. The Muslim Brotherhood's out of power. British intelligence is out of power. The Chi-Coms are almost out of power. All these special interests that had their fingers in America trying to bring us down, they're all being extracted. They're all losing. It's like at the end of the first Godfather, where he calls in, his brother-in-law that set up his brother's son to get killed. And he goes, listen, all your buddies are dead. Every single one of them. I just want you to be truthful on what you did. And, they take him for a ride after that.
Yeah.
But with Clemenza. But the point is like, we're at that point now where it's like, listen, all your buddies, Venezuela, Cuba, Mexico, China, the EU, Klaus Schwab's gone. They're all gone. And so I want the Democrats running around like chickens with their heads cut off, like zombies still following the old paradigm. You've already lost. Now you can try to overturn the table. That'll make it worse for you. But I want them to know, because I'm not somebody that says positive things when they're not due. This is ours to lose. And if Trump goes on the offense, we win quickly. We turn this around. We have a new golden age. They'll actually won. But we got to have strength right now. So it's done. It's over. They've lost. And they need to realize that and give up.
So James Comer just confirmed these depositions will be broadcast live to millions of Americans. It might be recorded, but doesn't matter. See, Hillary Clinton herself is demanding maximum transparency with the cameras rolling. After decades of stonewalling, the Clintons are walking voluntarily, kicking and screaming, into the biggest political firestorm of their careers. The old guard is crumbling, and we're about to witness history. You see, the Clinton empire, built on secrets and backroom deals, is about to face its final reckoning under the bright lights of public scrutiny. Their globalist protection network has abandoned them. Their blackmail operations have been exposed, and now they're walking into a congressional hearing with nowhere to hide. This is not just about the Clintons, it's about dismantling the entire corrupt system that's controlled America from the shadows. So do you believe this public hearing will finally expose the truth about the Clinton-Epstein connection? Let me know in the comments, and while you're thinking about it, check out the Next News merch shop for gear that shows you're ready to fight for America's future.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now. You know out.